Today I'm standing on the island of Pantelleria, just off the coast of Sicily, about 60 miles, and in fact even less to the coast of Tunisia, North Africa. Pantelleria is in the Straits of Sicily. It has long been fought over, conquered, and considered a strategic point because of its placement halfway between Sicily and North Africa. The Carthaginians were here, the Romans were here, the Normans, the Germans, the Arabs, many people, Americans even in World War II, conquered it. So it's been fought over. But what's interesting about it is Pantelleria is very small. It's only about 15 kilometers long, not even that wide, approximately 8 or 10 kilometers wide. You can make your way around the island in just a little while. The roads are very narrow. The hillsides are very steep. They run right down into the ocean because this island is in fact a volcanic island. It's two volcanoes. In fact, there are two craters that have been left over here, and the rock is quite interesting. It is there's two main types of rock. There is the Pantellerite, which is the rock of Pantelleria. This is a hard rock, similar maybe I think to obsidian. It's kind of a glass type rock that's formed very quickly as the lava cools, and it's shiny black, very dense. The other rock is the pumice that is fairly common in Mediterranean islands, very light. It's surprisingly light, in fact. You pick up a rock and it weighs almost nothing because it has so much air in it. The vineyards behind me are one of the main sources of income and agricultural production. The entire island is completely covered with terraces and walls made out of the stone from the island. The walls serve several purposes. Primary is obviously to demarcate boundaries for ownership. The second is to create these windbreaks. The walls are in fact higher than they probably need to be for boundaries, but they are part of the terrace system, they are part of the windbreaks, and they actually also are meant to collect the morning dew, because the pumice, the rocks, will collect the dew that comes down in the morning, providing a little extra moisture to the vineyards. The vineyards, as you can see, are planted without without trellising systems. There's so much wind here that trellising would really not work. The vines would get blown away. Today's a very calm day. It's dead summer. It's very hot here. It's approximately 40 degrees, maybe a little bit more Celsius, so about 104, 105 degrees. And without the wind, it does get quite hot. The ocean is right here. It is nice and cool, sapphire blue in color in this area, and that is kind of the main occupation during the day. The vines, though, are primarily Moscato. It's one of the famous wines. There's actually two famous wines that are made from the Moscato grapes here. There's a little Colorado grown here as well. Moscato de Alexandria is the variety of Muscat that's grown here, known locally as Zibbibo in Sicily, in this area. And they'll make wines from it that are what they call fresh, meaning that they are not dried. And then they will make the appassimento or pasito style, where the grapes are dried, or at least partially dried, and then added to the fresh grapes. And in the occurrence of Donna Fogata, which I'm visiting today, this is their vineyard, some of their vineyards here, they will use approximately 100, for every 100 liters of fresh juice, they'll use about 65 kilos of dried grapes. So a high percentage of dried grapes to the fresh juice, but does not come across as sweet. In fact, their wine, the Ben Rea, comes across with a surprising amount of freshness and lightness because there is so much acidity, there's so much minerality derived from the soils here in Pantelleria. So, as you can see behind me, we have these terraced vineyards, these steep walls, vineyards grown very low to the ground, and that's Pantelleria in the Mediterranean Sea.